and mathematician J. Carter wrote the first book on the subject, the Book on Games of Chance. Since its inception, the study of probability has attracted the attention of great mathematicians James Bernoulli, that his time titled from 1654 to 1715, and Earl de Moivre, which was from 1667 to 1754, and Pierre Simon Laplace are among those who made significant contributions to this field. Laplace theory and analytic these probabilities in 1812 is considered to be the greatest contribution by a single person to the theory of probability. In recent years, probability has been used extensively in many areas such as biology, economics, genetics, physics, sociology, etc. Probability, the formula of probability is possible outcomes by total number of outcomes. For example, if I'm taking a coin and I'm tossing it, then the total number of outcomes will be 2, because the coin has only two faces. They are head, and one is head and one is tail. And the possible outcomes among those are only one, because at a time we can see only one face among them. Some basic definitions try. A single performance of a random experiment is known as trial. If we are doing an experiment or an event, then we are doing rehearsal. So here the rehearsal is known as trial. Sample space. The set consisting of all possible outcomes of a random experiment is known as sample space. In an experiment, what all the possible outcomes is that those possible outcomes are known as sample space. Event. The subset of the sample space of a random experiment is called an event.
Is there any example, ma'am? Then only we can understand easily, no?
Yes, sir. This is an example for sample space. I am taking two dice, and these are the possible outcomes for sample space. Because there are many, because there are two dice, so there are these much of total outcomes. Some basics of probability. The probability of any certain event is 1, and the probability of an impossible event is 0. In the probability, if the event is like, if the sum is 0, then that is an impossible event, and 0 it can be either smaller or equal to probability, and it should be greater or equal to 1. Example for certain event. If I am taking a coin and tossing it, then only one face of a coin we can see at one time. We can't see both the faces of a coin when we toss a single coin. And example for impossible event is if we are tossing a coin and we are expecting the two faces of the coin should be seen at a single toss, then it is an impossible event, because at a toss only one face of the coin can be seen. So now we can see some questions regarding to these topics. One card is drawn from a well-shuffled deck of 52 cards. Calculate the probability that the card will be an ace. So in a set of 52 cards, there will be 4 groups of each 13 cards. So in as there will be 13 as cards, and what they are asking is one card drawn from a well-shuffled 52 cards, and we have to find the probability to be an as. So we know the formula that probability is equal to the total number of the possible outcomes divided by total number of outcomes. So here the possible outcome is 13, as there are 13 ace cards, and the total number of outcome is 52. So we are substituting the values, and we'll be getting 1 by 4. So the probability of getting an ace card is 1 by 4. And now they are asking that is not to be an ace. So there are 13 ace cards, as we know, and the remaining 3 sets of the cards are other three shapes. So now not going to take about an ace card. So remaining, which is 13 into 3, which will get us 39. So the probability to get not be an ace card will be 39 divided by 52, which is equals to 3 by 4. So this is a probability to get to be not an ace card. Two dice, one blue and one grey, are thrown at the same time. Write down all the possible outcomes. What is the probability that the sum of the two numbers appearing on the top of the dice is 8? So here they have taken two dice. One is blue and one is grey, and they are asking that what is the probability to get the sum of the two numbers should be 8. So the possible outcomes of it will be 1, 1. These are the possible outcomes when we throw two dice. And now they are asking what is the probability that the sum of the two numbers appearing on the top of the dice is 8. So here as we can see that 2 comma 6 is their sum is 8, and then 3 comma 5 their sum is 8, and 4 comma 4 their sum is also 8, and again 5 comma 3 and 6 comma 2. So there are 5 probability of getting the sum is 8. So it will be equal to 5 by so the probability to get the sum of two numbers is 5 by 36. The second part they are asking is what will be the probability to get the sum of the two numbers as 13. In the given possible outcomes, there is the both numbers the sum are 13. So if that is no, then we can put as 0 by 36, which is equal to 0. So this is an impossible event, and for 8 the probability is 5 by 36.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.